There's a dialogue option here, apparently.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
I need to go to Mr. Crane, right?
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Here's the blood quality of a citizen. The correct medicine to heal them. Through the patient in the room behind Dorothy to heal status. You're a rat in the hospital. Yeah.
You always knew the words to calm the
This
children,
hospital
Ellen.
seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances...
Oh, insane! Insane!
Ashura-09 is now apathy. Kalkratzi gifted at here 1 sub to Ashura-09.
Yo, holy shit, Mr. Cal Crazy with another gift sub. My god. Are you sure you can do that, dude? Holy shit. Appreciate that gift sub, though.
Can I help you?
Mr. Ashura is now a patty, man.
I'm Dr.
Hell
Jonathan
yeah.
Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm
Thank you, Cal, though. Appreciate that, man.
Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Doctor?
Enjoy the emotes,
I've
Ashura.
heard much of your talents as a physician.
As long as you're sure, Cal. As long as you're sure. Ashwin, yeah.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Appreciate that you want to
Not
give me
much to
those
say.
subs too, man.
Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you really that rich?
Need to work on those new follower ones
Most
too,
of
actually.
the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs.
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of it?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing
Have you played
with
this game or
patients
seen
of
it,
such
Ashura?
social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival.
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Ah, so they work together.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Can't do anything
Goodbye,
here. Who's that guy?
Good evening. I'm
So much
Dr.
talking
Reed.
to do in this game, man.
Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
I like how I'm gonna talk to this guy, annoy the fuck out of him, but he doesn't want to fucking talk. Like, don't talk to me.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doc...
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Didn't I?
How... I'll let you...
I want to
Good
talk
evening,
to you
Mr.
still.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here, She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Oh shit. Mum is crazy.
Tell me about
I don't want to talk.
I expect
I have to go.
I'm alright.
No, I need to get this guy the patient, right?
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to...
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Does he have his own private
I
room,
will
so
not let you down, my boy.
there's him there. That's XP boost. And choose wisely. So weird when they say that. Oh, so it actually is like a proper car. Mortimer Goswick. Fuck? Fuck is this? Oh, can I eavesdrop, can I? Ooh.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
What the fuck? Kinda weird just being out here. Standing outside their room just looking at him. Guy looks fucked. Can I talk to him? Why are you crying? How do I talk to this guy? Guess I can't yet. I need to talk to Mr. Edgar. What about this person? Can I talk to them? Go inside.
It's locked, all right.
Oh, can I talk to Thelma?
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood, Doctor.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died.
Do you think this game would be
And
up
then
your
I
alley,
knew I
Cal?
was
It seems like it
saved.
would if you like
mean
Witcher.
You actually saw a vampire here in London.
Yes, and it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the
Yeah,
dark,
fair enough.
Dr. Reed. Strange and
Seemed like it
ancient
might be.
beings that were here before this island even had a name.
I could just never tell whether I've chosen like something incorrect there, because I feel like there's nothing else I could pick now.
I saw...
You mean you...
Yeah.
You...
Why fear the truth?
I'll leave you.
Like, could I have knocked her out of her, you know, the shit she does? Could I have done something like that and made her stop? Could I not? Is she just doomed to be like this the whole time? It feels like I could, but I don't actually know. Oh, Pippa, here we go. Hello, you. Go on, miss.
It's locked. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pippa, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Fair enough.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
She's a word girl. I can't figure her out. I don't know what she wants. She wants to quit and just do nothing, I guess?
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Why do you do it?
Why not?
She's honest, yeah. She
Most
is.
of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead. Or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
I mean, don't necessarily blame her either. Don't know what to answer here either.
How can you be affected by the misery around you and be so heartless at the same time? Which is the real you, Nurse Hawkins?
I could ask you the same question, Dr. Reed. Are you more real when you lie to a dying patient, or when you grant him useless medication?
I still feel like I haven't got a single one of those three choice
Whose
things
idea
right.
was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Goodbye, Nurse.
I kind of want to Google what would happen with the different choices, because I can't go back and redo it. Just to see what actually does happen. Because so far I'm very in the dark about that. And I have no clue whether I'm fucking shit up or not. Oh. Can I interrogate both? Let's go find both of them to interrogate them.
The Pembroke is so lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in...
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doc.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to...
Oh yeah.
Dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippets in our situation?
I kind of get it though. They kind of need as many people as they can, but he's stressing himself out and pushing himself really far.
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority, so we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippets.
Okay.
Goodbye, nurse.
Oh, he's out there, Mr. Clay Cox.
Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed, any good...
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Very honest, isn't he?
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks. Maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again.
Boy, you
I
can't.
have saved so many lives since then.
Get your wings flush.
I will cover for you, Dr. Tippets, by keeping what happened to Mr. Connor to myself.
I don't know what to say, actually. I can't exactly force you to become my accomplice.
You didn't force me. This is my decision
Oh,
to
could I have
make.
made a choice there?
I believe you're still of use to the hospital, considering the situation.
Then I can make you this promise. As soon as the epidemic is eradicated, I will resign.
You gave me $100 too. Fuck yeah.
What will you do after your resignation? Do you have a plan?
I always fancied visiting Cyprus.
Bribe.
Such a beautiful
Probably, yeah.
island.
I like that.
I could buy a house there by the sea, read poetry, and wait for death.
So wait, could I have gone to
Goodbye.
the other guy and told him then? Fuck. Ah, trust and cover Dr. Tippets' error. Oh, I could have picked both. Fuck, I didn't fucking know. Shit. I mean, not that big of a deal. I'm not really that fussed. Reach the pharmacy. Can't do that one yet because I need to be much stronger. Let's track this quest instead. Where do I need to go for this quest though? All the way down there? Fucking hell. It's a fair while away. Let's go talk to the boy at the hospital. Fuck, I didn't know I could have had another choice there. I mean, I probably should have, right? Oi, Fish, I'll ask you since you're here. Did you get this crazy girl to stop being a vampire?
I wonder what your last
Or not?
thoughts would be, sir.
So I did her little quest line, well, not all of it actually. Was just talking to her and she still won't stop being a vampire just yet. Pretending to be one, I should say.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human
Didn't play for that long?
body.
Really? Dude, it's only
Biology's
I'm
penultimate
only like 2 or 3
frontier.
hours in, dude.
The more we
3
explore
hours.
its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist...
Pokemon Unite's dead game. FYI. You should know that.
in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Really? Fuck, what was this guy answering? Fuck, was not listening.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's
Don't
not
have a
my
capture
call.
card either, AJ, so...
And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Fortunately not. Strawberries and cream, my friend. Unfortunate. Now where's this hospital benefactor? Can I rob him of his place? You know, I don't think anyone's got one right in a long ass time.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have.
Then
You mentioned something.
certainly.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events.
Yet you don't fear me.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries.
Since you seem quite the expert.
As men of science, our first...
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain.
You will find there is very little that can kill...
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Couldn't I just, like, pin someone down, take some of their blood and then eat it? Like, with a
Since
syringe
I'm the
or
one
something?
working for you, what
Couldn't I
should
just do
know
that?
about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on.
What do you expect?
What we need is hope.
Where do we stand?
To be honest, we cope on a day-to-day...
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory.
He was a Skull, technically speaking.
How do
And then get out your straw, knife and fork. I'm not that fucked up fish. I'd rather not.
The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Could you maybe just suck out, I don't know, like half their blood or something?
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skull?
A Skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
We'll see each other.
Now, what else can I rob from you? Meetings are over, my internal batteries drain. Log was out of bathroom so no one could bother me. Have you finished with work for the day? Like, it sounds like you are. But, you said meetings are over, but sounds like you're still at work. I mean, I wouldn't blame you. I'd probably do the same thing if my battery was that drained. Wouldn't want to talk to nobody. You really need to go home and eat a nice hot meal and sleep. Oh, it's this person.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in
Shit.
good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
Fucking hope so. How long of a break do you get, or
Now
can
do
you
me a
have?
kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind. The blessings
Well, you're always
of an
working
angel.
too, Pummel.
You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Who is this lady? She's pretty.
Good
Look at
evening,
her
Dr.
eyes.
Reed.
Oh my god.
It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
Did I?
You're a vamp. The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air.
Apparently.
I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Are you feeling naughty though, pal? That sounds so weird to ask. Dude, was this lady before that saved me? She doesn't look like... I can't remember it. I don't know what to pick.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but a rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
No, I know what you were meaning, Pavel. I know what you were meaning. Yeah. You're totally fine. Like, I know what you mean. You've been like, if you're feeling bad, like if you're feeling mischievous. But it's like those words can be, yeah. You don't need to apologize, you're right.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
That's funny. That's so good.
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
I think it's more like the context. You say like, if I'm feeling that way. Boy pair. Yeah, that's what I would think too.
The world would be a
No,
better
she
place
seems
if it
trustworthy.
were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush, I am simply a necessary evil.